Results conference call of Petronet LNG Limited, hosted by Emkay Global Financial Services. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Sabri Hazarika from Emkay Global Financial Services. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Emkay Global, I am pleased to welcome you to the Q1FY24 post-earnings conference call of Petronet LNG Limited. The company will be represented by the senior management led by Mr. Vinod Kumar Mishra, Director of Finance, Mr. Rakesh Chawla, GGM and President Finance and Accounts, Mr. Gyanendra Kumar Sharma, CGM and VP Marketing, Mr. Vivek Mittal, CGM and VP Marketing, and Mr. Devabrat Satpathy, General Manager Finance and Accounts. So today's session will be a brief on the results and the performance of the company, followed by the question and answer round. So without any further delay, now I request Mr. Vinod Mishra for the opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sabri. Thank you very much. I welcome all of you. Very good evening to all of you. So if you look at the financial result of Q1 2024, it's during this quarter ended on this 30th June 2023. The Dahej terminal has processed 217 TBTU as compared to 172 TBTU in the previous quarter and 196 TBTU in the corresponding quarter. There is a growth of around 26% as compared to previous quarter and 11% as compared to corresponding quarter. If you look at the overall utilization of the Dahej terminal, it is at the level of 96% as compared to 76% in the previous quarter and 87% in the corresponding quarter. Overall throughput in both the terminals, Dahej and Kochi, is to the extent of 230 TBTU as compared to 185 TBTU in the previous quarter and 208 TBTU in the corresponding quarter. So this is the total utilization level, and overall utilization has increased by 24% and 11% as compared to previous quarter and corresponding quarter. And if you go to the financial results, the PBT has been 1,062 crores as compared to 880 crores, 18 crores in the previous quarter and 937 crores in the corresponding quarter. There is a growth of around 30% and 13% respectively as compared to previous quarter and corresponding quarter. And PAT has been to the extent of 790 crores as compared to 614 crores in the previous quarter and total 701 crores in the corresponding quarter. Here also growth is around 29% and 13% as compared to previous quarter and corresponding quarter. And if you look at the PAT and PBT, this is the highest ever PAT and PBT in the first quarter of any previous financial year as compared to those quarters. So this is how the company has fared. And now if you look at the total throughput which we have been able to achieve is due to better capacity utilization and efficiency in operation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Probal Sen from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, sir. Two questions from my side. One was that GAIL, in its own analyst briefing a couple of hours ago, mentioned that the Dabhol breakwater facility is making progress, and once it is actually completed in the next financial year, they would look to probably divert about 12 to 14 cargoes that they now route through the H terminal. So, which translates to, I guess, somewhere around 1 million tons or so. Do you realistically see this as a threat to our utilization in FY25 if GAIL actually manages to follow through on this guidance? That was my first question.
You are referring to this press conference or whatever investor meet you must have held with GAIL.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, this I cannot comment if they have something in their mind and they have stated to you. The only thing I can say that whatever capacity is booked to the extent of 2.5 MMTPA and to the extent of long-term contract they have with us to the extent of share of around 4.5 MMTPA out of 7.5 MMTPA in RasGas. So that will continue. So I think there should not be too much of impact because GAIL is already having more cargoes in their hand. They can bring more cargoes to India. So as far as our commitment is concerned, it will remain so. And perhaps maybe that they are taking right now some cargoes to Hazira, so they may switch over to Dabhol. Because here the commitment is firm. We cannot say that they will take cargo from here to Dabhol because they have already committed to the extent of 2.5 MMTPA. So that will continue. So we don't foresee any threat to us. Maybe whatever cargoes they are taking to Hazira or any other terminal, they may divert them to Dabhol.
So just to be clear, this 2.5 MTPA you are mentioning is the long-term cargoes that GAIL has on back-to-back with you, correct?
Yeah.
And what about the regas contract, sir? How much do they have tied up in the regas?
I'm telling about this long-term contract is 4.5 MMTPA out of 4.5 MMTPA of RasGas. And 2.5 MMTPA is a regas contract with us. So almost you can say that 24 cargoes, 36, 40 cargoes they have to bring to our terminal in a year. To the
40 cargoes in total, long term as well as regas.
Equivalent to 2.5 MMTPA.
Understood. Right. Thank you for that, sir. The second question, if I may, was with respect to the petrochemical expansion that we have. Any further updates you can share in terms of where the project is right now, whether we have moved in terms of any milestones, finalizing any licensor and things like that? Can you share any updates on that project?
Right now, it has not gone to the board for approval. So now the consultant is already preparing the DFR and other things. And so as and when it will come to the board, then only we'll initiate the proceedings. But right now, you are right that we are doing some pre-project activities. So that is there. And as and when this licensor selection is finalized, we'll put up to the board along with DFR. So that part is maybe completed in next 4, 5 months, 6 months maximum.
So realistically speaking, sir, we can think about going to the board sometime by the end of this financial year or maybe in the fourth quarter. Is that a fair way to look at it?
I cannot predict it. It will be too early to say anything. But maybe in 3 months also it may happen, 2, 3 months or maybe 4 months. I'm not sure about it, but it will go definitely because EIL is finalizing the licensor selection. And we'll give the recommendation, then we will start the process for recommendation to the board through our PAC committee. So that is there, but exact timeline I cannot predict right now. But I have told you the maximum time limit is 4 to 6 months, 5 to 6 months. Maximum.
Understood, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir. I'll come back if I have any questions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kirtan Mehta from BOB Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but you are not audible, sir. The volume is very low. If you could please speak closer to the mic.
Is this better?
It's a little better, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to understand the progress on the take-or-pay revenue that we have charged to the customer. I believe we were pursuing the FY22 take-or-pay revenues for the realization. So, is there any progress where the clients have recognized and made any payment or commitments?
See, we are trying our level best. We are still making efforts to realize the payments, and we are following up with them, and some of the customers have even deducted TDS on that. So we are hopeful that as per contract it is payable, so we are pursuing it. As such, there is no other proposal in hand, so as per contract we are following it up and rigorously pursuing it so that we can get the realization of entire European charges.
Right. In terms of the revenue, you mentioned that some of the customers have deducted TDS. Would you be able to give a proportion on which the TDS has been deducted?
I cannot give the names here right now, but
only the proportion, or is it a percentage of the total that we have charged without revealing the names?
Percentage-wise, I cannot discuss, but I am telling you that this is a good sign that somebody has recognized that there is a liability in their books. So it's a good thing for us that they are in process of recognizing the liability, and that's why they have deducted the TDS.
Right. So the second question, I just wanted to clarify my understanding of your previous answer to Proval. So what we are saying is that the GAIL has a 2.5 million ton contract with us, which includes both the service as well as the long-term values, and this translates to around 40 cargoes that GAIL is committed.
No. I'm just interrupting you. There are two contracts. One is long-term contract against the large gas volumes, which is to the extent of 60% of 7.5 MMTPA. That works out to 4.5 MMTPA. So that is a part, which means sale of RLNG we are doing back to back to the extent of 4.5 MMTPA, which translates equivalent to almost 72 cargoes. So that is apart from this 2.5 MMTPA, which is equivalent to 40 cargoes. Total 112 cargoes, if you look at from these two contracts. And this does not include this ExxonMobil volume, which is also to the extent of 30% of 1.425 MMTPA. So I'm just telling you in totality how much is the commitment of GAIL. So these are all firm commitments.
Understood, sir. Thank you. Thanks for this clarification.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Maulik Patel from Equirus Securities. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. It's a couple of questions. First is that on this project expansion on the Dahej, can you just give the updates, the status of the GT storage tanks, where are we right now? And there has been some talks in the market that you are not getting the support from the government of Gujarat, particularly from the Gujarat Maritime Board, in your proposed expansion, because you require to get that approval, and government of Gujarat is not giving because there has been a due from GSPC against this take-or-pay contract. Can you just please any update on the same?
See, all these things you are just mentioning, I am not aware of those. But what I can say that progress is well as far as our capex is concerned. We are going ahead well, and this tanks construction is almost more than 50% complete. Maybe by end of this 24, we shall be completing both the tanks. So I think that's not an issue, capex-wise. And the second part is the Dahej expansion part. For that also, we are just going to award the contract so that we can just finalize all the details. And it is going on. In fact, some work we have already started. And of course, these will be awarded. More packages will be awarded. In fact, our consultant AIL is there, who is the EPCM contractor. So he is doing all the jobs. So I think there is no hurdle in that, and it will come in time. So that part is also to be completed by March 2025. almost. So it is all well in time. All these things, stories are coming up that this is happening, that is happening. It's all not correct. And in fact, whatever is happening is correct, and that we are following up. And maybe some delay might be there on one part or another, but it's not because of any other reason.
Sure, sir. Got it. Sir, another thing is that on particularly to the various capex which you have lined up for the Dahej, this Dahej expansion which you mentioned is about the jetty, right? And the regas facilities which you need to set up.
Yeah, in fact, this is the debottlenecking of the Dahej plant to the extent of capacity expansion of 5 MTP from 17.5 to 22.5. One part. Jetty is another part which is going on separately. So that capex also we are doing. It's in the tendering process. We have yet to award that contract, so that is going on. So these are two different contracts: expansion and this Dahej jetty, third jetty construction.
Sure. So just one more question. On the outlook side, if you look at the domestic gas production has increased in the last couple of months because of the Reliance started producing the gas from the MG field. And the price of the international spot LNG is also lower side. So there has been an incremental demand. Where do you see the demand for the country? And definitely the GAIL in today's call was very optimistic that they may finish the year with an 123 MMSCMD volume compared to the 115, 116 they have done for this quarter. So what is your outlook on the gas consumption and particularly for your volume?
Gas consumption level, I'll request the marketing team to explain it.
See, gas consumption level is now slowly increasing in the country, and you would see from our results itself, the spot market has become quite affordable and comparable to the long-term contract, and that is what India has started catching up. And the trends are expected to be in the similar line, and this year we expect the volume to go up. Have I answered your question?
Partly, sir. Sir, in case of, let's just wanted to say another way. Let's say there has been some take-or-pay which demands which you have asked for to your off-takers, right? GSPC, Torrent, BPCL, and others. The gas demand, gas price substantially lower this year, the spot LNG comes down. Do they have the provision that they buy additional cargoes, bring additional cargoes, and that can be offset against the previous year's demand?
There is no such provision in the contract. So as of now, there is nothing of that sort.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
One more, just I am supplementing what Mr. Sharma has just explained. The volume, if you look at last year, you are saying 120 MMSCMD, which is not correct. In fact, you see the last year estimate consumption, it's 160 MMSCMD. And this month itself, June end, it was 179 MMSCMD. So gas consumption is increasing, not decreasing. April, it has been 167 MMSCMD.
That number which I spoke was only for the GAIL transmission volume, which was 116 MMSCMD for this quarter of Q1, and it was 108 MMSCMD for the previous quarter of Q4FY23. So it was only for the GAIL and not overall India consumption.
Okay, fine. Then it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the clarification.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Varatharajan Sivasankaran from Antique Limited. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity, sir. You were referring to the contract, so if you can complete the loop by giving us what are the other contracts and the remaining tenure of some of these contracts, because the long-term contract we are aware of, but there is like Torrent and even GSPC for that matter. What is the remaining term of that contract and the quantum?
See, if you are talking about regasification contracts with the customer.
That's right, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you look at the contracts up to 2035, or 36 rather. So if you look at the regas contract we have, it is total 8.25 MMTPA. If you look at the division, it's a different companies are there, mainly by GAIL, IOCL, BPCL, GSPC, Torrent, and Adani. on for 1 year or 2 years maximum, Adani part. But other contracts are for 2000 up to 2036. So that means it's a long-term contract for regasification, and that is going. It will continue. It has been a difficult time. You see, the last year, whatever prices have gone to that extent, exorbitant level. This is because of various unprecedented market situations where Russia-Ukraine war has happened. And then before that, there was some crisis also. COVID and other things have affected all these things. So I think it will not continue forever. So certainly the situation has started improving. As you see the LNG prices in the market, they have come down to almost $10 to $11. So this is showing that prices have softened, and perhaps this is the reason that our throughput has increased in this quarter. You see the growth is around 26% as compared to previous quarters. So this is only because more cargoes have come, because prices have declined, and because of that the cargoes are coming to India. So this is something which we hope will continue, and maybe prices will further come down, so more cargoes will come.
Sure. So specific to Torrent and Adani, so we were under the impression the remaining term is like 1 to 2 years. Is that correct, or is it also?
Sorry to interrupt, but the line for you is not very clear. You sound very muffled. I request you to please repeat the question and use the handset while you're speaking, sir.
Yeah, is this better?
But this is much better, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, sorry about that. So specific to Torrent and Adani, we were under the impression the remaining term is like more like 1.5 and 2 years. So is that correct, or is it also long term?
Ladies and gentlemen, the line for the management seems to have disconnected. Please stay with us while we reconnect with the management. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your patience. Varatharajan, we request you to please repeat your question for the management. We've connected with the management.
Yeah, sorry about that, sir. Just wanted to check specific to Torrent and Adani. We were under the impression these were more like relatively short-term contracts with remaining terms of around 1 or 2 years. So is that correct, or are they also long-term contracts?
No, I'm telling you, you are partially correct. Adani's contract is for maximum 1 or 2 years, you are right. But Torrent is up to 2036 for 1 MMTPA. Then Adani is 0.75 MMTPA.
Sure. My second question was about this East Coast terminal. The FSRU market seems to be extremely tight at this point in time. Are you still going ahead with the FSRU proposal, or do you see there is a reason to change that view on that?
So we have lost the line for the management once again. Please stay on the line. We'll reconnect with the management.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your patience. We have reconnected with the management. You may go ahead, sir.
Yeah, repeating my question, sir. East Coast Terminal, the FSRU market seems to be extremely tight. So are you having a rethink on the proposal, or would you like to still go ahead with the FSRU-based terminal on the East Coast?
Yeah, East Coast Terminal will continue. We are firm on that. And right now we are proposing only for FSRU-based terminal. So it will continue, but demand will continue. You see, India is a country where demand potential is very high. You cannot say the demand is not there.
No, fair enough, sir. Yeah, I was just wondering, because FSRU market is so tight, would you be in a position to convert it into a land-based terminal?
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. We are trying to explore it. If we are able to do it FSRU-based terminal, then it's fine. Otherwise, we'll go for land-based terminal. So both the options are open there.
Would there be a big difference in the capex cost, sir, in terms of your estimate?
Capex cost is different, no doubt. It's hardly 2,300 crores FSRU, and that is almost 5,000 crores. So there's a capex difference, but then OPEX will be less in FSRU. So in a period of 5-6 years, it will be almost same, both the FSRU as well as land-based. So that's not an issue, but we have to see the feasibility, because you are right. Its market for FSRU is very tight because of European shifting to LNG, and they have taken many FSRU. So maybe that we may not get a reasonably priced FSRU. Then we will certainly have a backup plan for land-based terminals.
Sure, sir. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of S. Ramesh from Nirmal Bang Equities. Please go ahead.
Hello, thank you and good evening. Your other expenses has almost doubled from the first quarter last year. So can you explain why that has happened? And second, if you can give us the regas margins and the trading and inventory related adjustments.
Yeah, Mr. Ramesh, the other expenses this time is in line with the last quarter. What are the numbers you are referring to?
So if you look at first quarter of last year, it is 253 crores, and this year is 123 crores. So there's a sharp difference. Down more than...
the corresponding quarter, there was a forex loss of 124 crores. So if you take that out, then the other expenses are in line. And this quarter, there is a forex gain of about 4 crores. So that is not coming here.
Okay. So this quarter, so. And what about the regas and inventory and trading related adjustments?
See, this since we had told you in the past that once the prices stabilize and the throughputs start increasing, the trading will definitely be also stop at certain level. So this time around, the trading gains are about 13 crores and the inventory gains are about 15 crores.
And what about regas margin?
The regas margins are the same. I mean, the throughput, if you see, it is 230 TBTUs. And the Dahej terminal has bounced back again at 96% utilization. So that's what we had told, that once the prices stabilize, in any case the throughput will come in. We might not need the trading margins and the inventory valuation gains that was there during the times of distress when the throughput was lower and the price was volatile.
I understand. You usually give us a regas gross margin out of the gross contribution. You give us that figure for the regas gross contribution.
Okay. So regas contribution this time is 717 crores.
717 crores.
Yeah, the tolling contribution.
Okay. So if you were to look at the full year, like last year you had some adjustments on the take-over pay. So this year, if you look at the next 4 quarters, if you look at the overall gross contribution, are we expecting normalized tariff receipts, and we don't expect any user pay tariff because since you're already at normal volumes?
Yeah, as of now it looks like that.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll get back in the queue.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sanat Kumar from Value Research. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me clearly?
Sir, the volume is very low for you, sir.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for providing this opportunity to ask the question. I have two small questions. One is related to the fact that what percentage of LNG price increase basically, we can pass through to the customers. And the second question is related to the regasification tariff. So, ballpark figure, average figure for regasification tariff.
You are talking about long-term contract, then the prices, whatever we get from suppliers, that is entire cost is passed through, including exchange rate variation, everything.
Okay, so everything is passed through.
There is nothing which, no risk at all, which we are undertaking. So that one part is there. And your next question is the regasification tariff.
Yeah. Average regasification tariff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the line for the management seems to have disconnected. Please stay with us while we reconnect with the management.
Okay, no problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your patience. We have reconnected with the management. You may proceed, sir. Sanat?
Yeah, so my question was regarding the...
One moment, sir. I'm sorry, but the line has disconnected again. Please stay on the
Oh
line.
my God. No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your patience. We have reconnected with the management. Sanat, you may proceed with your question, sir.
Okay. So the question is related to the regasification tariff, the regas tariff, that average regas tariff that you charge.
Yeah. So our regas tariff is there where you are wanting to know the rate or entire amount?
Not the amount. US dollar per MMBTU average regas tariff.
In terms of rupees, so we are charging 59.59 cents.
59 point?
And Kochi is around 85 rupees.
So Kochi is 85 rupees and the hedge is
per MMBTU, and the hedge is around 59 rupees.
okay per MMBTU. Rupees per MMBTU.
Rupees, actually.
Rupees.
Okay. And another question which is related to LNG prices. So, given the additional capacities that are coming up internationally on the production side, the LNG production side, do you think LNG prices, by the end of this year, will further go down by 50% or on an average? So, I'm not looking at an exact number, but just a ballpark figure as to how much do you think they may go down?
We cannot predict LNG market, it's a very difficult thing. So many people predicted last year also, but all predictions have gone wrong. But as of now, it doesn't look as if prices will increase. But they are likely to remain stable at this $10 to $12. So I cannot predict it will go down 50% again. So this, I don't have any data. But one thing I can assure you that maybe after 2026-27, when more LNG liquefaction capacities are coming, maybe up to the extent of 150 MMTPA and even more. So there is likelihood that this LNG prices will decline after that. But in this market, when the demand supply dynamics are changing day to day, I don't know what will happen. But as of now, in the near term, in 2-3 months, 4 months, looks like it will be in the range of $10 to $12.
Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. So I'm not looking at a exact number. Obviously, nobody can predict it. So roughly, it will remain stable or may go down by some number.
Likely to be stable. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Niharika from Aequitas Investment. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. Can you just brief me on the double volumes which we have booked this quarter? GAIL.
Dabhol, we don't deal. You asked this question from GAIL. We are at the edge.
No, so because they stop it and kind of we book for the monsoons, right? We get their volumes.
It has split like that.
There is no split. The only thing that in this monsoon season, they divert the cargoes from Dabhol to the edge of any other place. So that is happening, but we don't have any data that how much they have diverted. But definitely they have done because their terminal is closed for the next 6 months almost, till this September month.
September, yeah. And my other question would be, government is very aggressive for this connection of northeast grid to like gas grid. So do we have any workout data that what kind of potential volume can come from northeastern part? Because they are very gung-ho on it and the work is going very fast to connect the whole northeast.
The pipeline connectivity is yet to take place. This is Indus pipeline. But since Petronet is not in pipeline business, so for us it's not possible. So definitely, if the new demand comes, then of course it's good from a terminal operator perspective at Dahej.
Right, I was asking for like overall demand should go up because of the connectivity.
It should go up, of course it will.
Okay, we do not have any potential worked out basically, the kind of volumes which might come.
As of now, we don't
have data on that because, there is a different type of gas, domestic gas, LNG. So all those things are to be seen. And if you see for the domestic gas usage, most of the allocation are from this domestic gas, which is available at cheap rate.
Right.
So it's not right question to a person like us, because we are in LNG regasification terminal. So not much of gas is used in domestic segment as far as the LNG is concerned. Most of the gas is used domestic in that segment. So in the Dhanush gas grid is definitely a different venture, and we don't have any idea on that.
Okay. And your outlook on Europe scenario, what are the reserves there? And because last year it created a lot of volatility. So do you have any, would you like if you can share something on it?
Volatility cannot be ruled out at any moment of time, but one thing I can say is that looking at the international situation, even Russia-Ukraine war has become almost an accepted thing across the globe, and people have taken it as usual. After discounting that also, prices are stable, and because European countries have enough inventory, so they are also not doing any panic buying. And perhaps that is a solace to us also that they are not doing it because they have storage of almost 84% of inventory. So that is good enough to cater to the winter season, which will be there in the month of October, December, and January, February. So that way, it looks like that prices are likely to remain stable at $10 to $12, which is going right now. So this is a good thing for us because we have seen that our terminal has also got further volumes because of this stable prices of $10 to $12. So we hope that it will continue.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Yogesh Patil from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead.
Thanks for taking my question, sir. I have two questions. If possible, can you provide a volume breakup at a Dahej terminal in terms of a long-term, spot, and tolling?
The volume breakup at Dahej terminal long-term is 90 TBTU. Spot short-term is 4 TBTUs and tolling is 123 TBTUs.
Okay. Second question, as you indicated in earlier call about the timeline of extension of a Qatar LNG contract beyond 2028, you indicated you will finalize the decision before the end of 2023. What is the update on that side, sir?
Yes. This is very much on time, and we are already engaged with the Qatar Energy for the discussion on this subject. And that is before December 23, we should finalize it.
So are you near to extend these contract? Finalization stage is very near. Can we expect this time?
It cannot be. This is very near how far it is. That is going on, and target is very clear. Before December 2023, we will finalize and sign this contract.
Oh, okay. So next one, considering the upcoming huge LNG export capacity additions in the next 3 to 4 years, are you planning to enter with a separate LNG purchase contract with the global majors?
We are definitely exploring all the possibilities. So we have some volume, source some volume from international market also. But at the same time, we are cautious because we can see the market, it has been tight. And it's a tight market, you will not get the right price. So this is one of the deterrents which is there. And that's why we are very cautious. Because nowadays, if you see the contract, they are at a very high flow in the international market. So because the availability is demand supply is neck to neck, and that's why the suppliers are now looking forward to have some higher flow for the LNG pricing. So that way we are very cautious. So we will definitely look for it, but at the right price. So that is always going on. And current concern is only this extension of RasGas contract, which we hope will be done by the year.
Okay, and last one from my side, sir. In the next 2 to 3 years, our regas capacity will touch 22.5 MMTPA. Any update on new capacity tie-up with the off-takers for the long term?
Expansion, we are looking forward. We are open and we are in talks with the off-takers that they should book some more capacity in our terminal because we are putting up this terminal. So
are you in discussion with any off-takers?
We are discussing, but we cannot discuss all those things which we have not finalized. We are in discussion. And certainly, this is open to others also who want to book the capacity in terminal. Certainly, this will happen, but this is going on and it's a process. Maybe we will find customers very soon.
Okay. And lastly, sir, if possible, can you share what is the July 23 utilization rates for the Dahej, if possible?
Right now, we cannot discuss all those things. Next quarter, we will discuss July, August, September, all 3 months. Right now, we cannot discuss. It's all taken together, we take it.
So is it higher than 96% what it reported in the quarter first for 24, or is it a lower? Can you indicate something?
Yogesh, actually, we will not be able to discuss it. You might take the PPAC data and look at it.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants, we request you to please restrict your questions to one per participant. The next question is from the line of Darshan Gandhi, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir. You may proceed with your question.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. Just wanted to ask the management with respect to the dividend policy, because last 2 years I have been observing the total dividend outflow was 11.5 rupees per share. But this year the cumulative outflow is 10. So is there any change in the dividend policy, or is the management looking for some other growth opportunities on account of which the dividend is being reduced?
No, this is not the case. 115% is fine, because it's a good dividend if we are giving 100% to the paid-up capital. So it should not be conceived as that this should not be seen as if we are trying to reduce the dividend to the shareholder. There is no change in the policy. It is very much there. And we'll try to continue to pay at least 100% dividend on the paid-up capital in future as well. So this is our endeavor, and there is no change in the policy.
Okay, fair enough, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Megh Shah from Prospero Tree. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Can you give the breakup of the trade receivables, like the pending user pay charges, like which party is pending, like what amount?
You are asking about the user pay charges only, right?
Yeah, user pay charges.
Yeah, for contract year 2022, GSTC 285 crores.
Okay.
The total is 843 crores basically, the outstanding. You need the breakup, right? Or you need only the yearly figure?
No, for the calendar year 22, each party breakup.
Yeah, it's GSTC 285 crores, BPCL 26 crores, Torrent Power Limited 179 crores, IOCL 227 crores, and ATPL, that Adani Total, 125 crores.
Okay, so basically the promoters are supposed to pay to the company itself, right? Like most of the user pay charges, like the IOCL and are all promoters as well, and they are the clients as well, customers as well. So why are the promoters not paying to the company itself? Like if we see the funds are pending from calendar year 2021, 22, so 3 years, and we are in calendar year 2023. So from 3 years the funds are pending. So it's very it gives a very negative signal to other customers and to the market generally. So
no, it's not like this. You are wrongly saying that it is pending for the 3 years. If you look at the user pay charges for calendar year 2021, it is charged only in the month of January 2022. Means for the entire calendar year, the first time we charge it in 22. So if you see, it is only 1.5 years. And if you look at this 2022 calendar year, they have been booked in January 2023. So like that, it is going on. It's hardly 4, 5 months, 6 months delay is there, but we are definitely on discussion with them. And this is going on. It's a process, and we will try to recover as early as possible. But only thing that there has been some difficult situation in the past, which nobody can rule out. But still, we are hopeful because as per contract, these are payable, so they should be paid by them. So it is only 1.5 years since first time they were booked this use of pay charges.
Okay, got it. Any expected timeline till when the funds will be received?
See, we expect it as early as possible within this financial year. At least we expect it
In this financial year. So, what are the chances that they will be received in this financial year itself? If you can give
chances, nobody can predict. So only I cannot predict it when I will get it, because it is a discussion, it's a mutual discussion going on. So once this is settled, it will be known to you. But there is no timeline as such that when it will be received.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of S. Ramesh from Nirmal Bang Equities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for the follow-up. So in Kochi last year, the high gas prices was reducing the offtake from your anchor customers. Now, with the prices coming down, do you see any increase in the consumption in the LNG from your Kochi terminal? And what is restricting the increase in the utilization there, because the volume is flat? So you can give us some sense in terms of what is the kind of demand you're seeing for gas for Kochi terminal? How do you see it increasing once the Kochi-Bangalore pipeline is ready?
Yeah, first question is regarding this utilization of your Kochi terminal, because last year, as you very well know, that some customers stopped taking the gas because it is very costly. But now they are returning to utilization of gas, and perhaps we hope in next 5-6 months they will start taking in full volume. And another part you have asked is regarding connectivity from Kochi to Bangalore.
Yeah.
So that is going on, and we have been given assurance by CMD GAIL that it will be completed by November 2024. So then there will be utilization of terminal, because many industrial pockets will be there between Kochi, Bangalore, like Coimbatore, Salem. They will be having some demand, and apart from that, more CGD business pipelines are being laid, and CGD entities are coming up in that area. So perhaps that will further enhance the consumption level of Kochi terminal. So this is how it is taking shape, and we hope that further softening of prices of natural gas will further promote the usage of our Kochi terminal.
So if I can squeeze in one more thought, what is the latest thinking on biogas and LNG in heavy truck segment? Any progress on that?
About that part, I think we are already constructing 4 terminal LNG dispensing stations, and that are ready. And I hope that very shortly they will be starting. But only thing is that because of high LNG prices in the recent past, this progress was a little bit delayed. But now prices are coming down, so we hope that this segment will further take place, and perhaps more and more people will come in this segment. More conversion will happen, because we have started constructing 4 LNG dispensing stations in southern India, and they are almost completed. The only thing we need is now PATO approvals and other formalities are to be completed. And with one of the OMCs, we have installed these 4 stations. So let us see how people take it, because we have to experiment it first there, and if it is found useful, then perhaps it will be replicated at other places also, and we will install more LNG stations. And further, oil marketing companies are also doing the same thing. They are also installing some stations. So I think this is how it is going ahead. But first, because of energy prices in the past 1 year, this segment was not going as fast as it should have gone.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, operator, can we close the call?
Yes, sir. We can go ahead. We have one last question in queue, sir. Would you like to take that or?
Yeah. Please continue.
Yes. The next question is from the line of Sabri Hazarika from Emkay Global Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. We're just ending the call only. So I think thank you so much for the call and the insights on the results, and congratulations on good set of numbers for the quarter. Sir, I just have this bookkeeping question regarding I think the India's numbers and also the Gorgon volumes in Dahej. So can you please give me that, and then we'll end it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sabri, the Gorgon volumes at Dahej is 4.5 TBtu.
4.5, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what would be the India's numbers for the quarter in terms of gross profit?
It's 159 positive.
Yeah.
159 crores positive at gross margin level.
Yeah.
Then forex gain of 4 crores.
Forex gain of 4 crores. Okay.
4 crores and 8 crores positive at other expenses level.
Okay. And depreciation interest?
Then depreciation 83 crores and interest 71 crores.
71. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you.
On behalf of MD.
Thank you, Sabri. Without your question, this conference was not complete.
Yeah.
You rightly asked the question. Now it is complete.
No, sir. I think better questions are asked before. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, any closing comments, sir? Yeah, then we can end it.
Yeah, the closing comments is that what we are doing now is we've seen that we have done well this quarter. And we hope that this second quarter will also be very good, because as you know that whatever we are doing our best to enhance the utilization level of our terminal. But it is further supported by the declining energy prices. So we hope that if these prices will continue, we certainly will again raise the level in second quarter and will show good results in second quarter also. So this is how quarter on quarter we are taking up this business. We don't predict for the entire year. We take first quarters and second quarters, like that. We are doing all the efforts how to enhance the profitability. So your trust, shareholders' trust in us, that is very primary, and we make all efforts to increase the profitability of the company as far as possible. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of Emkay Global Financial Services, that concludes this conference.